ersatz substitutes now stand in for humans when sacrifice is required. Most Kali temples have settled on large pumpkins. So let's just think about this. These temples are still active, even though they're saying what they're saying here, okay? Substitutions are being put in for humans, but yet we just read an actual crime, okay? That was in fact a symbol of worship to this particular individual who was sacrificing on an altar, okay, that he erected, I'm thinking, in his home, a photograph and an actual idol of Kali, okay. It says they settled on large pumpkins to represent a human body. Other followers, oh, slit the throats of 2-meter tall human effigies made of flour or of animals such as goats. So you see the significance of the goat. Okay, we've only touched on the whole thing with the goat thing. So it's a very short piece, and that's pretty much it. But then let's look at this. Let's see what this is. Something else. Oh, they said this page can't be reached. Okay, so these particular things, I just keep reiterating this. There are people that are still practitioners of these things even today, even though that's 2002. Still, there are people still in the name of these particular what they would like you to believe, fictional or mythological entities. Okay, so I found another article. It's from dgrnewsservice.org, and it was posted in 2021. It says the cult of goddess Kali, and then it looks like in parentheses, actually it was done in February 27th, if I didn't already say it. It says alienation and mental health, gender, male supremacy, women, and radical feminism. Now remember what we talked about when mythology Vault, they talked about is female empowerment that Kali embodies. It says in this excerpt from her book, Matriarchal Societies, Heidi, okay, Abendroth, describes her journey to the shrine of Kali, which is the meeting place of two streams. Heidi's writing brings to life the sacredness of both nature and women. We also know that in what we looked at in regard to New Age spirituality, a lot of times they will keep pushing feminism, empowerment of women, feminine energy, and that kind of terminology to fit in with certain themes, okay? Like what we were talking about in the Kundalini yoga and other types of yoga and practices such as that are Eastern, will be considered Eastern meditation. This is when they talk about her at all. Europeans describe the cult of Kali, India's ancient great goddess, as being extremely bloody. It was apparent to me at the sanctuary, okay, this particular sanctuary, Dashkian Kali, how many misinterpretations and Western prejudice, okay, were tied up in this opinion. The narrow mountain road took me up to the hill. Below me, the Kathmandu Valley opened up in all its exotic beauty. So I can tell right away from the tone of this that she is in awe and reverence of this particular goddess, and that she sees her more in the positive versus the not so positive or negative. She doesn't see her as the dark goddess of, death, destruction, and chaos. In the gray dawn, unimaginably high, blindingly white peaks of the Himalayas rose up behind the circle of mountains. Gradually it became apparent that the valley is shaped like a scallop shell, the symbol of the fertile, creative goddess. And right there, set into the hills, was the Brahmati River, breaks through the southern narrow mountains and leaves the Kathmandu Valley behind. It's a sacred place of this particular shrine of what they have for Dashkin Kali, okay? It lies hidden only at the end of the road, rounded, inwardly folded mountain, overgrown with the most luxurious green, and was visible as a bright contrast against the dry yellow-brown of the surrounding landscape. Even though it was dry season, two overflowing streams rushed down over this concave mountain, flowing together, V-shaped, imagine that, into a small ravine. Can't get any more feminine than V. V-shaped, right? Not only in the nature religion of the Kashi, but all over India, the junction of two rivers is considered a sacred place, embodying the lap of Mother Earth from whom flow the endless waters of life, which when people make reference to goddesses and they talk about the womb, they talk about the waters. Okay, keep that in mind. The shrine of Dashkin Kali is remarkably different from the Hindu temples and Buddhist stupas in that it has kept, even today, the form of an old natural sanctuary, a small open place in the triangle where the two streams meet, shady, cool, and full of secrets in the dark green twilight of the gorge. I had to climb down to the goddess instead of climb up to an imposing structure. I guess that's supposed to mean it's humility, humbling, that you're not climbing up, you're climbing down. The site is marked by a low wall, and decorated with an arch over which a gilded yani symbol hangs like a large drop of water. Symbol of the uterus, yep, and female power. See, this is right, that she is this earth mother, she's this goddess, life-giving. Covering the ground are clean, black and white. They say clean and white. That gotta be a typo. I would think it would say lines, but it says times. Okay, I don't know. Inset with a large six-pointed star. Six-pointed star, you say? Okay, this star, I guess you're going to tell us, two conjoined triangles stands for the polarities whose power create the cosmos. Wow. A golden canopy held up by four upwardly slanting golden, can you guess? Golden what? Snakes. them snakes. You keep coming back, people. A golden canopy held up by four upwardly slanting made them golden. Golden snakes. Benevolent snakes, because they're golden. No harm here. Placed precisely in the four compass directions. The directions, that's another new agey thing. Okay, stretches over the open air temple. Here again, the snakes, and they call them, I've actually heard the sacred nagas. I've seen that word before, okay, and probably seen it in movies or read it somewhere as well. Symbolize water, seen as the pure blood of the earth. The pure blood of the earth. Speaking of the blood of the earth, I was watching on Netflix, I think it was the show Sweet Tooth, and they were saying something at the end. It's season 3 is the new one. Well, new to me at least. And they kept talking about blood of the earth, blood of the earth, blood of the earth. And they symbolize the fertility that comes from the water, as well as divine female energies. The power of the depth, the transformation of life into death and death into life is understood as Sakti, or Shakti, or energy of the goddess Kali, whose small sculpture is at the knee-high back wall. A priest sat before her bowed in deep prayer. You were just listening to Teachable Moments with April podcast. I truly hope you enjoyed this episode.